to have y'all here today. We're going to do a quick overview of what today is going to look like. So with the game, it's going to be a little different than our standard Toastmasters meeting style. There is going to be kind of a speech, but table topics will still hold the same. It's going to be 2 rounds of table topics where we're going to go through the game of creating a character, deciding who did it, and then eventually we're going to figure out who it actually was. Very quickly for roles, our timer is Kelsey. Are you ready to be timing us today, Kelsey?
Yep.
All right, so table topics are going to be 1 to 2 minutes. At the 1 minute, it's a green, 1.5 yellow, and then 2 is the red. Everyone, for your table topics, you'll stick in that time as usual. Kathy, today you're our grammarian. Did you have a word of the day prepared?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I actually was going to choose a mystery word.
All right.
All right. Let me get my mystery word of the day. For the grammarian role, I will be looking for you knows, so's, those crutch words that we don't want to use. And for our mystery word, let me get that. One moment, I thought I had it up, but if you want to go to the next roll, I'll get our word of the day for you.
I was actually going to jump into your other role, which is the moment of truth, and kick off the game.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Let me get my word of the day then.
Sure, fine. I guess I do need my lamp on. I'm not prepared today, you guys. So I'm going to talk to you guys. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Our mystery word of the day, I have, there are 14 words of the day that we have to choose from. Who would like to choose a number from 1 through 14 to pick our mystery word? Is there someone who would like to do that? 8? All right. Number 8 it is. Investigate is our mystery word of the day. Our definition for investigate is to study by close examination and questioning. How appropriate that we should be investigating today with our game of Clue, hosted by none other than Rachel.
All right, thank you, Kathy. Are you ready for your moment of truth?
I am.
Go for it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. How to create a moment of truth. When the traffic light changes in someone's mind and flips from a red to a green, we decide to go forward, or we decide stay back. Maybe we want to change, maybe we want to act. I think most of us have gone through this moment of truth, especially with last year, where we've decided either to jump in or not. We're all storytellers at Disney, and with our stories, we have characters. And today we're going to be jumping in and finding out who that mystery, what the mystery is, who done it. We're going to all jump into this story and learn our moment of truth. So are you ready for it? I certainly am. Take it away, Rachel.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Welcome, guys. So this is going to be an interesting combination between the movie Clue and the board game Clue, and we're combining it to make Toastmasters Clue. So I'm going to talk you guys through the entire process so that we understand what's going on, and at the same time, we're going to play this out, act this out as if we were actually in it to give us all speaking opportunities. So without further ado, here we begin. Welcome, one and all, to the Manor of Mr. Calvin Carmine, My name is Catherine Cream, and I am the housekeeper. You all have been welcomed here by the master to finish any unfinished business he may have. And as you look around the hallway, you see the strangers surrounding you. You don't know each other, you don't know their business, but you know they have been welcomed for a reason similar to yours. Now, dinner is not quite prepared yet, and the master is still finishing getting ready. In the meantime, you will have the opportunity to explore the manor as you see fit. Just looking around the room, you see a various number of doors along the walls. You are dismissed. You all stand there, surrounded by people you don't know, you've never seen before. But the door standing in front of you is enticing enough. You reach forward, open the door, and you step inside. You hear the door slowly close behind you, but you're too entranced by the room to care. And as you're looking around, all of a sudden, the lights snap off. You are frozen in your spot, and you're not sure how to react until you hear a loud thud from the hallway behind you. And before you have a moment to move, the lights flicker back on. You race to the door, push it open, and there in the hallway, you see the dead body of your host, Mr. Carmine. Looking back up, you see all of the other doors have flown open too, and the shocked and stunned faces of the rest of the guests as you witness this happening. There's no signs of forced entry coming from the main doors or the windows on the other side, meaning only one thing. The person who did it is standing in front of you. First things first, we need to get to know each other. This first round of table topics, you're going to be doing an introduction. In the typical style of Clue, involve a color into your name. Give us your name, how you know the master, and where you were when this happened. I will put this list in the chat, but you are going to be in one of 7 rooms when this happened. The first, the parlor, filled with plush couches, walls decorated with fine art, and knitting needles laid upon the table. The library, shelves filled with bookcases that line the wall, dark curtains covering tall windows, and lights flickering, casting shadows. The kitchen, spotless white tile floors, stainless steel appliances, various cooking utensils, and dinner wafting through the room. The bedroom, filled with dark furniture, perfectly pressed sheets that look like a cloud to fall into, and a candle burning on the bedside table. The greenery, glass walls and ceilings that you can perfectly see through, tables covered of pots and plants, and gardening tools thrown about. The study, with filing cabinets lining the walls, most of them locked. Manila folders with red writing covering a desk, and a pair of glasses tossed on top of it all. Or the dining room, with an immaculate setting of the places ready to be eaten. Bright lights shining and reflecting, and various vanity art on the wall to impress guests. Now that you know where you were, tell us who you are, where you were, to prove to everybody that it was not you. This is where table topics begin. Everyone has the opportunity to participate. If you choose not to participate, that's up to you. But we're going to have 1 to 2 minutes for everybody to give their character and where they were. Who's first?
I am Miss Plum, and I am practically perfect, hiding in the parlor.
Kathy, you have 1 to 2 minutes to give like your backstory as well of how you know the master.
My practically perfect knowledge of our master came to me in a dream. Yes, I really don't know the master. I am only dreaming this. I am not awake. I am still sleeping. What am I doing in the parlor? I'm not really sure. I guess I love a mystery. And this one is practically perfect in the parlor. Enjoy.
Thank you. Welcome, Miss Plum. Who's next? Steve.
You're muted.
I am Juan Carlos Alorange. I am a minor prince from a distant European country. I know Monsieur Carmine because we were in business together. We were working on setting up a chain of American restaurants in my country to try and bring in the McDonald's atmosphere. McDonald's in my country is a delicacy. And oh, the fries. People kill in my country for the McDonald's fries. So naturally, I was in the kitchen, exploring the kitchen, attracted by the smells of the delicious dinner that he has prepared. Now, this dinner is way too fancy for my taste, but you can't get McDonald's everywhere now, can you? Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Who's next?
Let me go.
All right, George.
All right. I happen to be AKA Colonel Mustard. And I was over in a different room. I was in this study. I'll admit it. Here's why. I knew Mr. Carmine way back. He and I go way back because we were both in the Foreign Legion and we were in Egypt. And that's where we worked together, just rounding up scallywags. But we parted ways many years ago. And I was very surprised to have Mr. Carmine track me down and invite me to this occasion. So when I had the opportunity, I went into the study and looked around to see if I could see why in the world he reached out to me after all these years. So I have yet to find out that reason, and I'm not so sure that I'm going to.
Very well. Welcome, Colonel Oscar. You're next.
I'm Colonel Oscar. I am Colonel Oscar. And today I was in the dining room because I like to cook and I like to see what they got in the dining room. You know, it's very nice. So I was there, you know, Colonel Oscar. I have a long history with Mr. Carmen because, you know, we were both, you know, like the Foreign Legion. Yes, that's true. I was a chef in the Foreign Legion with Mr. Carmen. And as you know, being a chef, a French chef, you know, you're very special, you're very wonderful, and everybody admires you. So I would like to tell you, it could not be. We are good friends. We cook together, but I was in the dining room and we had a most good time. There's no way I could have killed Mr. Carmen. No. French chef, we are perfect. Thank you very much.
Merci. We do not have to all be in separate rooms. We can stack up on rooms because I know there's more of us than there are rooms, just for reference. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Leslie.
Tamara Teal here. I was in the bedroom because Mr. Carmine hired me as the entertainment. So I was in the bedroom getting ready when I heard the thud. I was kind of hoping he would come by. You know, we have this special relationship. I met him in Vegas. You know, he's such a charmer. Oh my God. We almost went to Elvis's to get married, but he wouldn't. He refused. It broke my heart. So when he invited me to his place, I figured, well, why the hell not? Might as well get paid a couple of bucks and maybe get a little something on the side too. But anyway, so when I saw him laying there, I thought, dang it, I missed my opportunity. I should have done it myself. Anywho, so I was in the bedroom trying to get ready for the entertainment portion of the dinner. I want to know who did it, just so I can get my revenge. Thank you.
Well, seems like today may hold an interesting story. I believe we do have a few characters left to meet. Who's next? Thomas?
Hey, y'all, I'm Buford Black. I'm actually the TV repairman, and I was here because Mr. Carmine was having problems with his Wi-Fi. So I was here to correct that, but I was walking by the greenery, and I smelled such rosemary that I've never smelled before. So this rosemary dropped me into the room, and I was intoxicated by the smells. And not only did I see rosemary, but I saw thyme right next to it and sage right next to that as well. And I'm going Scottish for some reason. Well, great. No, I don't even know who I am at the moment, but I'm in the greenery because I was looking at all the different things, and I was intoxicated by the smells. When the next thing I know, all the lights went out. Luckily, there was still a little bit of light coming in from outside, but then, to my wonderment, I heard a big thud, and then I walked outside, and there Mr. Carmine was there. Now I want to know who's going to sign this invoice so I can get this taken care of.
Well, since we do have some quite unfinished business we'll need to take care of, but a more important matter at hand at the moment. We do have a few more people. If you would like to join us, give us your little introduction. I saw Kylie's hand.
Hello, everyone. I am Fiona Fuchsia, and I am so excited to be here today because Calvin and I just always got along so well with the greenery. And we have a passion for flowers and cats especially too, but mostly the flowers. And Calvin always had the most fascinating collection of flowers and just unique plants. And some of them came from the most exotic places. And I was always so curious, where did he get these fascinating plants from? So naturally, I wandered over into the greenery, and I did notice Mr. Black in there was very interested in, I believe it was the rosemary, but I was more interested in some of the more exotic plants. Some of them I think happen to be poisonous, which is a little interesting to have in a greenery. But nonetheless, I couldn't resist just taking everything in the greenery and really just wondering what everyone else was doing here, because Calvin and I really had the best relationship.
Well, welcome. We do have a few of us. Wanted to see you're interested. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I am Miss Penelope Peach. I am just putting it out there right now. I was in the library. I was staring at some books. That's all I was up to. I am the daughter of one of Mr. Carmine's business partners. Not really sure what they do, and I couldn't care less, to be honest. I'm kind of here just to party, if that makes any sense. But when Mr. Carmine extended an invitation to my father for him to extend the event, my father was unable to make it, and so I am here in his place instead. So when I say I have zero idea what's going on, I mean I have zero idea what's going on. When we were all dismissed, I saw some books in the library and kind of just wandered over, just absolutely staring at them. When everything went black, I'm kind of not really excited that there's suddenly a dead body, but you know, I guess we'll deal with that. I'm just kind of here to ride along for the party. I was hoping for some good food, so hopefully we can still get some good food at the end. But you know, we'll see how this goes. Yeah.
Well, how very kind of you to join in your father's place. I do hope that wasn't a poor decision on your part. Kelsey, do you just want to be Romarian today, or did you want to pop in? Oh,
Sure. So, my name is Ginny, and I'm a reporter. I met Mr. Carmine while on vacation in London. He told me that I could make some notes on his home and include it in my report and tonight's events. I wasn't expecting a murder mystery, but it turns out I can write about it. That's fine. Hopefully, I can gather enough information for my article. Mr. Carmine is quite famous in the area, so that's how I met him. And where I was actually also in the library. I did see Penelope there as well. I wanted to get to know Mr. Carmine a little more, but I guess I will get to know him through the stories of others today. So that should be interesting. We met on vacation in London, and I looked forward to knowing more about the home and the area, but I guess we will find out more as this story unfolds. I'm really interested to know more about the characters in the home as well.
well, wonderful. Now that we're all acquainted with another, it's time to figure out who it was. You've given your alibi of where you were. Now it's time to accuse one another. Fudge, myself muted. Okay. Sorry, guys. Now that we've all had the chance to introduce one another, it is time to accuse one another. In the chat, you have the location everyone was in case you don't remember, along with their names and their backstory. The group of us have now scoured the 7 rooms listed and have determined 7 different potential weapons that were used in the murder of the master. The first, a plant pot chipped on one side. The next, a stool with a loose leg that creaks when you sit on it. A serving tray with a concave bump in it. An encyclopedia with a loose spine that makes a sound as it opens and shuts. A framed picture with broken glass you could pull a shard out of. A candelabra with an arm askew from the rest. And a frying pan with an unidentified stain on it. Now that we all have the weapons, the people, well, it's time to make the accusations to who you believe did it. Who you accuse is your choice, but give us who it was, what you believe their reason is, and what the weapon was. We will go in no particular order. It is your choice. Who has an accusation?
Madam main person here, I think I know exactly who the murderer was. We all look like we are very good connection with Mr. Kerman, but there's one man here that seems a little strange, and I don't like his whole demeanor, because I'm French and he's an American, and that is Mr. Buford Black. I have no trust for these Americans like that come in to fix my TV. They're not a good person. So I say it was Mr. Buford Black. I think he was Mr. Buford. He did it in the, I would say the, it's a little bit confusing. I don't know. In the kitchen with the candelabra. Yes, Mr. Buford Black in the kitchen with the candelabra.
Very interesting accusation. Mr. Black, would you like to make a rebuttal, prove that it was someone else, not you?
Now, I'm highly offended by their comment, and I would like to say that here I have my tool belt on me, And if I'm walking around the house, someone would hear me. I don't think I could just rightly sneak up on somebody and be able to attack them or whatever. But that's okay, Mr. Mustard. I'll put you on some toast. We'll be done with you. That's all good. But let me tell you, I was in the room with Miss Fuchsia, and Miss Fuchsia, there was something a little shifty about her. I mean, she was looking at some of those plants a little bit more detailed, and then now that I think about it, one of those plants was missing the pot, and sure enough, there was a cracked pot. So I think it was Miss Fuchsia, if I had to really say anything.
Oh, very interesting. Ms. Fuchsia, would you like to speak to that?
Yes, I would, because I cannot believe that anyone would accuse me of hurting Calvin. We were, like I said, so close. He was the one person I felt truly understood the passion for plants that I have. And one thing that I think is very interesting about some of the friends we have here this evening is Juan Carlos Orange. I think, why would you want to go into business with Calvin? And if you wanted to make a bigger profit, wouldn't you want Calvin gone? And I think it's very interesting that in the area where poor Calvin lies, there was a tray with a dent in it. And I believe Juan Carlos was in the kitchen. So I'd like to accuse Juan Carlos Orange of doing this terrible deed to our sweet, sweet Calvin, who is no longer with us because of you.
Very interesting. I see. Well, we have another accusation. Would you like to respond?
This is an outrage, I tell you. An outrage. This is nonsense. We were business partners. I could not do my business without him. And we all know there is only one reason for murder. One thing that causes the passion to arise, to make you want to take a life. And that is love. Or more specifically, unrequited love. And I think that Miss Teal still carries the torch for Carmine. And I think that she took that serving tray and knocked him on the head with it because he would not marry her. We have it from her own mouth that she was jilted and missed her chance. So yes, I think Miss Teal is obviously the killer. J'accuse!
Ah, very interesting. Madame Teal, would you like to speak to this accusation?
I might be a jealous woman, but I am no murderer. Mr. L'Orange, I am not the person that you think I am. Just because I was a jealous woman doesn't mean that I have the gumption to murder anyone. Honestly, I thought that I saw Colonel Mustard in the library. He was holding an encyclopedia kind of funny. So I'm not sure. All of a sudden, I saw him with the book one moment, and then the next moment it was gone. Have we found that book yet, ladies and gentlemen? I don't believe so. So I think that Colonel Mustard has some unfinished business as well. So I'm not the only one that needs answers around here. So your accusation is false. Thank you very much.
Ah, Colonel, a missing encyclopedia. Tell us more.
Encyclopedia Boulderdash. I'm telling you, I was in the study. Remember, I was looking at files, and she might have seen me holding some files and thought it was an encyclopedia. But I'll tell you what I learned while I was in the study. I found that Mr. Crenshaw's, or Carmine's partner, AKA the Penelope Peach's father was in serious financial trouble from the files that I came across. And I suspect that it was actually Penelope who did the dastardly deed. And she used the candelabra because look at her fingers right now. She's got wax all over them.
Very interesting. Would you like to respond to that, Miss Peach?
Yes, I am appalled you would think me capable of killing someone. I'm the youngest person here. I could never. And plus, I promise you, I have no idea what my father does in business with Mr. Carmine. Like, seriously, he just handles all the files and stuff, and then I just get to be like, sit on the couch and enjoy all the money. So I have seriously like no idea what they do. And when he said he couldn't make it, maybe it was because he didn't want to come face to face with him. I don't know. I'm just here for the party. Like, seriously, food, music, that's it. However, also too, and I'll play the good card here so you guys know that I'm like thinking right. Okay, so Ginny was in the library with me and I was in the library with Ginny. So Ginny, if you want to back me up here, we can say that we were in the library both at the same time, and back me up. So I'm just kind of extending that invitation over to Ginny to prove that I was in the library at the same time there. And even if I had wax on my fingers, it was probably just me being a klutz and trying to use the candle to figure out what book I was going to look at in the library with Ginny, who was with me in the library. So, Ginny, do you have anything to say?
Yes, so I did see you in the library. I'm not sure that I was there the whole time that you were there. We do have an interesting list of characters here, and I am writing down where everyone was. I'm curious as to know where Miss Plum was at the moment that it happened. Sounded like she said she was in a dream. A little curious to me if I think about it. And I wonder what objects were around her in this dream and how she knows what room she was really in at the time that it happened. Very curious to me, but a lot of things seem curious as I look around at these objects that are damaged throughout the house and throughout the rooms. It's very curious to me. I can't say for certain who I think it is, but I would love to hear what Miss Plum's thoughts are on the situation.
Brings it back to you, Miss Plum.
Ginny, good point. Yes, I'm still kind of delirious in my dream, not knowing what is real and what is not. Very fishy tales going on here. I'm not quite sure what I can surmise from all of this. You are doing a great job investigating, and I am stunned that you are accusing me of something that is quite mysteriously not true. I am still deliriously dreaming. I am practically perfect in every way. How could you ever think that I had something to do with our master's demise? I would have to say that there is definitely something fishy going on in that greenery. Yes, that there was something about maybe some poisonous plants. Maybe that's why I'm having the dreams that I'm having. Maybe there was something in that pot. Oh, Kylie. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say Fiona. Fuchsia. Miss FF. tell us more about this poisonous plant.
Accusation to everyone, but however, someone got off without an accusation towards them. Makes me wonder. Colonel Oscar, nobody accused you. Was there some reason behind this? Have you paid people off?
Don't even think that I could do that. I make these delicious French menus and food. Everyone loves me. There's absolutely no way I could possibly be anything to do with this situation. I am magnificent. I am a French chef. And it's because they love me and know how good I am as a person and as a Frenchman. We are magnificent, our French people. So there's no way I could be accused of anything wrong. And I make magnificent food. Mwah!
All right, well, now that we have all placed our accusations, I'd like you guys to use the chat function to privately message me who you believe did it. I will tally that up and I will reveal to you guys the actual killer. Side note, I randomly selected them at the very beginning of the meeting. They don't know who they are. And I gave you guys no clue as to who it was. So you will just be basing this off of whatever you decide who it was. And as we figure out who, I'll give you guys the majority vote of to who you believe it was. As we are all getting our votes in, I am going to ask our timer and our grammarian how we did today, if we were in time, how our language was, and I have both of you. So let's start. A timer, tell us, how does everyone's time today? Did we stay in? All that?
Everyone did a really good job with investigating this scenario. And in some cases, I almost forgot to time, like I had to remember to time because I was so into the story. Okay, so with our first one, let's see, everyone made it in just in time. Kathy was in at 55 seconds with her intro. She was the first one to go, so that was interesting. I'll try to use the names. Steve, the business partner, was in at 109. Colin Mustard was in at 1 minute exactly, I believe. General Oscar was in also at a minute. Leslie was in at, or Tamara was in at 109. Buford Black was 107. Fiona Fuchsia was in at 112. Penelope was in at 104 and Ginny at 103. And then with our second round, again, Colin the Mustard at 110. Thomas at 54 seconds, Kylie at 103, Steve at 104, Leslie at 105, George at 58 seconds, Sarah at 110, myself at 1 minute, I think both times, or just about, and Miss Plum at 155.
Wonderful, thank you so much. And then a quick run-up from our grammarian.
Sorry for the background. We've done an excellent job with our double crutches. I very rarely heard ums and uhs, not any you knows. I only heard one investigating as a verb. I don't believe anyone else had used it, but if I'm wrong, please let me know. And I thank you for everyone doing a great job with the lack of crutch words in this clue investigation.
Thank you so much to everybody who helped and to everybody who participated. I, unfortunately, do not have good news for you. Because while there were a wide variety of accusations and through the various votes, we had selected Ms. Teal as the murderer. However, this is not true. And the actual murderer was able to evade any votes and was not called on. But, however, the murder was the first accusation made against him, the murder then being Mr. Buford Black. As the Colonel says, an untrustworthy American, and boy was he right. And with that, that brings the end of the game. Thank you guys so much for indulging me and trying this out. I hope you guys had as much fun as I am, and I hope that we can bring around games like this and similar in the future.